Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. I'm Lewis Cipher, and this is the Devil's Advocate Debate Club. Welcome back. Sorry it's been a while since my last video, but broke the screen on my phone, and then I've been raising these two little demons summoned to help with my rodent problem. This is Dova, the Dova kitten, said so because she will scream at you. And this is Courage, the cowardly cat, her brother. He's afraid of the camera, I think. So, today's video is going to be about, as you may have guessed from the title, is Black Santa ruining Christmas? And the meanings that we put behind traditions. Let's take a step back and talk about the tradition of teaching Santa to kids, because it is a somewhat contentious issue among many parents. I, for instance, have come to terms with the decision long ago that if I ever have kids, I won't tell them whether or not Santa exists. I'll let other people tell them that Santa exists and keep a silent mouth on the issue myself so that I'm not lying to my children and I'm not ruining the magic. Because that's the thing. I lost my faith in Santa when I was quite young, so I didn't have it for as long as a lot of children. I was about 5 when I learned that Santa wasn't real, and there is something kind of magical about growing up with a belief in Santa, I think, but there's also something to be said for growing up with a grounded foundation in reality, which a belief in Santa Claus of any length into your childhood kind of upsets a little bit. So, assuming that you're going to let your kids experience the magic that is the belief in Santa Claus, and, the lie that we essentially tell our children for them to have a little bit of fun while they learn how to deal with adult things later. We have to, if we're assuming that this is going to work out for some people, take a step back and look at the tradition itself, because there is in fact a problem with Black Santa, and that is that Santa Claus has always been white. I suppose you could create Santa Claus with some sort of metamorphosizing powers in certain Christmas stories, but that's not the traditional Santa. Santa comes out of Scandinavian traditions and is thus based off of the Scandinavian people. And there's a wonderful little comic written by, I believe she's Danish, but a Scandinavian woman called Scandinavian the World, where every country in the world is a character. And when Denmark runs into his first black person at the zoo, he thinks it's a talking monkey and then, is freaked out and almost gets stabbed by one of the African countries because, well, he's never seen a black person before, the joke being that there aren't any in Denmark. That is the kind of culture that Santa comes from, a land where it is ice cold all the time, and the people who grew up and lived there throughout history were all white. So Santa in the North Pole is most certainly, for, evolutionarily necessity reasons of a being living as long as Santa would, going to be a white man. It's logical, it fits the traditional story, and it's just not something that needs to be messed with. But wait, you might say, what about black kids? Why can't they have a Santa who represents them? And I'll say, build your own culture. Find black historical figures. If you can't find a black tradition around a spirit of giving who gives gifts to the children in the right season, then you're not looking hard enough, because there are quite a few out there. There are an amazing complexity of diverse cultures for you to pull holidays and traditions from your children if you want to find ones that match their color. I don't personally think that your heroes as a child, or, your magical spiritual beings that you believe in need to be the same color as you. I don't think that. One of my real life heroes is Daryl Davis, who's black. I guess I don't have too many traditional folklore heroes who are offhand, but again, there are plenty out there if that's the tradition you want to bring up your kid in. By insisting that other cultures include your idea of Santa in their Christmas, it breaks the tradition of what Santa is, which, well, is going to make kids start asking questions. If, you see a black Santa at one mall and a white Santa at the other, then they're clearly not both the same Santa. And that's the whole illusion, right? That's kind of the whole point of the mall Santa thing, is to create the illusion that he's in all places at once. And of course, how can he be in all those malls at once? Well, it's the same answer as to how he delivers all the toys in one night. He's really, really fast, okay? To deliver all those toys, you'd have to be fast enough to be in a couple malls at once, alright? Don't question it. It's Santa. That's the whole point. If you start trying to apply logic or social justice or even regular justice to the idea of something magical and mythical like Santa, you're just going to ruin it for yourself, for everyone else, and for the children. I recently saw a video that I know has been going around about a Santa refusing to tell a little boy that he can have a Nerf gun for Christmas, saying, oh, no guns. This is, from what we can see in the video at least, does not seem to be at the behest of the parents, but is a decision that Santa is making with all of the children at the mall. And that's just not the tradition of Santa. If you're going to sign up to be a mall Santa, tell the little kids they can have whatever toys they want. I agree with, I believe it was Daisy Cousins, who said that if the kid asks for a real AK-47, Santa can tell the 5-year-old no. But if you ask for a Nerf gun, the parents don't have to actually buy the present that Santa says the kid will get. The magical moment is when that kid believes he's getting the present from Santa. Because, let's face it, little kids mess up. They're little kids. They make mistakes. They get grounded. They're going to do something where the parents can be like, oh, see, you were naughty. You were on the naughty list. That's why you didn't get the Nerf gun in between the trip to see Santa and Christmas. And that keeps the magic going if you're keeping the tradition of Santa and lying to your children and your family, which is a contentious issue in and of its own right, but I don't think that anyone should really be making that decision for other families. If your Christmas tradition is to go around proving to children that Santa's not real, you are the asshole. And if your Christmas tradition is to become a mall Santa so that you can tell children they can't have Nerf guns, or being the first mall Santa in your town who happens to be black because you want to have black representation in Santa, then you're just being ridiculous. So, as someone who isn't really doing anything for Christmas and hasn't particularly celebrated it in a couple of years, who used to have giant family Christmases and remembers the spirit of the holiday quite well, and who has never really had much of the magic of Santa in my past or my childhood, I just have this to say. Stop ruining the holidays for yourself and for everyone else. You silly, silly people. Stop trying to take characters that have for hundreds or thousands of years traditionally been one color and changing their color just for inclusion or for your own sensibilities. Just enjoy things as they are, and if you really want diversity, make something new to celebrate. Because I think in years like this, we could all find a few more things to celebrate. But hey, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And hopefully I'll have a few more videos up soon. I guess the answer to the question is, in my opinion, yes. Black Santa is ruining Christmas. And no, this doesn't make me a racist. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Good night, everyone.